guys, welcome to the 10th episode of Petunia and Uniqua Talks. Yay! Oh yes, this is so exciting. We made it to 10 episodes already. Yes! So today we're going to be watching the videos as we promised. And we're going to be, just talking through it and just running through each and every one of the videos. And we're just going to talk about, similar things that happen, at our church, Bethel Northeast. And then we're going to, we're going to have fun today. So today is going to be strictly based on the videos, okay? Oh, this is so good. I can't wait to see the videos too. This is going to be fun. So the first video we're going to watch is Rashawn Wilson's video. We're going to watch one of his videos. Rashawn Wilson was one of the natives from Bethel Deliverance International Church in Philadelphia. He was basically one of, rising ministers, young ministers of the church, when he was under our youth ministry back in the day, when he was 18 in the 20s. He basically, wanted to grow and, in his calling in the Lord, be a pastor and minister and everything. So he does that now, so that's a good thing. And I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy because I knew him ever since I went to Bethel. And a lot of the people that went to University of South Carolina on that choir, they got really close to Rashawn because he basically went with them, being a part of their Bible study and everything. But from our choir, we had around 7 people to be a part of that choir. But I do love Rashawn though. Rashawn is a really good brother. Me and him, he taught me some things, when I came into the youth ministry, when it was the Young Ambassadors for Christ at Bethel. It was really, really nice to get to meet him. He's a really good person. He's really humble, and I just love what he does and what he does continually, because, he's with us at Bethel Northeast, but he's basically still one of the growing ministers. He preaches sometimes, and our pastor would let him preach sometime, and sometimes Derek would preach, and basically everybody who was under his youth ministry, us growing up, we did a lot. We made up some songs, we made our own games, we did a lot of cool stuff in the Young Ambassadors for Christ. Yeah, it was fun back in the day, but now we carry that tradition into Bethel Deliverance Northeast. Oh, it's good to hear that stuff from y'all. It's really good to learn this story. But I know he's a good guy, because, he was basically one of the people who, helped me, be not afraid, continually. Even though Brian helped me, but Rashawn, he also, helped me out in a way, too. He encouraged me to keep on seeking the Lord for myself and get to know him for myself and just, be one who can stand in the gap for your family, But yeah, Rashawn's a good person. He is. But enough chit-chat, y'all. Let's start watching this video. So the people who we're going to be naming some boys from the choir, our choir that sang at the University of South Carolina. That's the video where Rashawn is at. He's basically, preaching, praying for people, knocking everybody out. And he does that at our church too. He does have some power in his spirit. So the people who we're going to be seeing in this video are Quentin, Maurice, Dante, Felix, and wait, let me say that one more time. Quentin, Maurice, Dante, Felix, and Henry. Those are the people we're going to be seeing in this video. Some of the guys are going to be seeing in this video. Now, a couple of the girls from our choir that went over to that church was Sydney Holloway, Whitney Holmesburg, it's a girl, her name is, let me see, her name was Edwina. She is an alto. And you will see a girl, the way she shouts, it does look a little silly. Not silly, I didn't mean to say that, because everybody has their own praise. But the way the one girl, she's shouting in her own way. Her name is Carolyn. Not Carol, it's Carolyn. Oh, I know Carolyn. She's real nice. I like Carolyn though. I like Carolyn. She's a good girl. She's really nice. She's real peaceful. Such a bubbly girl. She's really nice and bubbly. Sometimes she stands up in the front with everybody. Sometimes she stands in the back. But she mostly stands up in the front. Right next to Davina and Geneva and, more people. You're going to see Carolyn, Whitney Holmesburg, Sydney Holloway, and who else are we gonna be seeing? We're gonna be seeing let me think. So it was Sydney, excuse me. There's gonna be Sydney Holmesburg. No, Sydney Holloway. I'm sorry, Sydney Holloway, Whitney Holmesburg, Edwina, and Carolyn. And we're also going to be seeing, Natasha. So we have a whole bunch, we have like a good amount of Tashas on our choir. We have 2 altos, and we have a soprano. That's Natasha. That's Brian's cousin. That's Brian's cousin Tasha right there. But we do have a Natasha, and she's an alto. She stands in the back. She's tall. She's light skinned. She stands in the back. And then for the other soprano, we have Nala. Oh yes, Nala. Oh, she is really, really pretty. I love Nala. I love Nala too. Me and I gotta get a chance to call her too, because I always call her, text her. Because me and her, we've been friends ever since Bethel. Ever since I came to Bethel, we've been friends. Because I met her when I first came to youth church. Like, we always just sitting there. Like, this is when it was like really, really, really packed. Like, when it was real packed then. This is when we had me, Deontay, Grace, and Vernice, and Sydney Holloway. We had almost everybody on our choir who were a part of the young adult ministry, the youth ministry at Bethel. Like, we all was in the youth church. And like, this when I first came, and I saw when we saw Natasha, and we saw Nala. Yeah, me and Nala, we're like really good friends. I talk to her all the time. She even likes to stand next to me when we be singing on the choir too. I know, but she's pretty. She has she's real tall. She light skinned. She has like really nice pretty hair. Now, I know we talked about this before, but we have like a lot of people up on our choir. Can you give us a number of how many people are actually on the choir? Sure. So we have like 15, almost 15 altos. And then we have a lot of tenors. We have a lot of tenors on our choir. We had 7 or 10 tenors. And then we have 7 to 12. I'm sorry, it's 10 to 12 tenors. Because we have a whole lot. We have a whole lot of tenors. It's 12, 14. Yeah, I'll say 14, because we have 14, 15, or 16. There's a whole lot of people on the choir. And then we have a lot of altos. We have a good amount of tenors. We have a lot of tenors on our choir, actually. And then we have sopranos. We have I would say there's 8 in the back and there's 8 in the front. It's 8 sopranos in the back and there's 8 up in the front. Our choir came out real large when we was at Bethel on Cheltenham. Our choir was so big. We had 50 people, 50 to 70 people on the choir back in the day. And when we moved over to Bethel Northeast, the choir got a tiny bit shorter because some of them stayed behind at the regular Bethel because their parents wouldn't let them go. But the rest of us, we just went and became the mass choir at Bethel Northeast. But it's really nice though. We still got all the same people. Yes. Even Deontay, right? Oh yes, Deontay. Oh, let me bring up a picture of Deontay real quickly. I have a picture. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't find any pictures of Deontay right now. But instead, let's take a look at our PTZ cameras real quick before I watch the videos. So at our church, this is brought to you by B&H. This is one of the PTZ cameras that we have at our church. They record 4K video, 24 optimal zoom. It zooms in really far and it's 100% clear. We got a combination of white and the black ones. The white ones we put, as we view the pastor. The black ones we put on the sides of the church where we get views of the people singing, pastor. Sometimes we get people in the congregation. It's nice. But yeah, that's just a view of one of our equipment we have at our church. And your cousin Linus works on the audio team too. Cousin-in-law? Oh, I know. He usually does he does a lot in our church. He does intercessory prayer. He does the audio team whenever we're not singing. And he mostly does the choir and the praise team. So he's on a good amount of stuff. So he usually does a little bit of stuff. Yeah, this is nice. I love to see people in my family do a lot of things, especially with the church. But let's get ready to watch these videos. But I couldn't find any pictures of Deontay right now. But I promise you, during this video, as I'm watching these videos, we're going to have a photo of Deontay so you can see what he looks like. Yes, I want to see my bestie Westie. I know, because you and Deontay are really, really cool peoples. But yeah, before we get started, we talk about another, couple other moments in churches that we went to. So one of the churches that we went to was one of my favorites. It's called Change Church. We went to the Change. They got two buildings. Got ones we know about. Actually got three, because they got one in Orlando. They got one in Ewing. That's the main one. And they got the wait. Let me see. It's in Mount Holly. It's right in Mount Holly. So Westward is Westward, something like that. Yeah, but that church is nice. I loved going there, going to visit. Yeah, it's the Change Church's building. This is another one of Change Church's building. This is the Westward one. Because I remember that often sometimes when Brian when he's not ministering, when he's not on the directing the choir, because we used to sing first and fourth Sundays at our church, but at Old Bethel we used to do third Sundays and sometimes and all the time fifth Sundays. But at our church now he usually does first and fourth. Whenever he's not there second or third, sometimes fourth when there's a fifth Sunday. Sometimes him and he will take Linus, he'll take Brian Jr., he'll take Daniel, he'll take Lonnie and Sean and Zenovia and Nyla. Sometimes they'll go out to, other churches. Sometimes they went to Change Church. That's how I basically found out about them as a choir, because they usually go and visit them. Oh, this is it right here. West Hampton, sorry. That's Change Church in West Hampton building. Yeah, but the E-Wing building is the main building. It's right outside of Trenton, in the suburbs of Trenton. I remember one time, we went to go visit there as a choir. It was really, really nice. The service was called Iconic, and they had the praise team there. They don't have a choir, but they had us, come in and minister. I remember the songs that we sang. We sang two songs. We sang, we come to praise today. We come to praise this night. Something like that. And then we did bless. That's the song. Yes. Yes. And then we also sang a slow song. We did a fast song too. It was a backup. We did You Are Mighty. You are mighty. That's the song that I like too, because we go off on that one too. And then for our slow song, we sang Encourage Yourself. Oh yes, I love Encourage Yourself when Destiny sang it. Yeah, Destiny can sing. I like when she sang it. Oh yeah, I remember we went out to Change. I love Change Church. It was nice. Really, really different. Like, it reminded me of our church at Bethel. Because, they had, the worship. Like, the worship was just powerful. Before, it used to be called Kingdom Church, but it's Change Church now. See, look. Let me show y'all the sanctuary. Right here. Look, right in here. You might not be able to see it all the way, but let me see. Let me change this real quick. Yep, Change Church. It's like right here. This is Change Church. This is their sanctuary right here. It was actually really, really nice. They have a nice size stage too. Yeah, I remember going there. It was nice and beautiful. Like, really nice. And the West Hampton building is a little smaller, but still, we still had a good time. Brian, he usually visits the E-Wing building though, because that's one of his favorites to go to. Sometimes they go to All Nations in Baltimore. I remember our choir went to go sing there when their building first opened. It was so nice. That's one of the time we saw Derek and Monique and Charnel. They were at the church, but they weren't really on the team. And Charnel, she was on the praise team. Then Derek, he was, on the outreach ministry. But they did establish a little choir there, and Derek was singing on the choir. Dennis, he did not direct that choir. I think he did direct it. I'm trying to remember. Did he? Yeah, he did. He directed the choir sometimes, but it was another person directing it. Dennis did it, and then Derek was on the choir, and Monique and Charnel were on the choir too. But Sharon, she was on the praise teams, but she didn't want to do the choir. She was on the praise team. But since they're back at our church, they came and sang on our choir again. Monique and Charnel and Derek and Dennis. They're singing on the choir now. I was so happy to see them back. Yeah, but Change Church does remind me of our church Bethel, because Bethel Deliverance, because the way that it's arranged, looks all modern. They got screens and stuff. It was really nice. And we also went and sang at the family church. That's the church that Tiana goes to. Like, Tiana been going there for a while. Ever since she moved to Cherry Hill. But when she used to live in Atlantic City, they still went there back in 2016. But beforehand, they went to the old-timey church. And then when they were living in Atlantic City in Brigantine, they had the big view of Atlantic City right behind their house. It was so nice. I remember going over there one time when they had a little cookout. She invited some of her friends, like from the choir. It was me, Paulina, you Geraldine, you Kimmy, Pinky, and of course, Dennis was there, Derek was there, Linus was there, Jerome was there, Bisayo was there. So they basically had a couple of people from the choir was there. Antoine, he was there because he likes Tiana. Not like a girlfriend, but as a sister. Oh, I know. Maurice was there, and Quentin was there. Basically, it was just a good amount of the choir. We all just hung out, just chilled and everything. We couldn't complain. It was really nice. Had a good time. We had a good time. We sang at Change Church though. Change Church and the Family Church and All Nations, and we have this church, like say in New York. Then we went to go sing at Capacity Church, like when they were on Holy Temple of Deliverance. And then we also sang at this church called Bread of Life Christian Center. Bread of Life Christian Center was one of my favorite churches going to as a choir because their youth ministry is on fire for the Lord. Like, basically, it reminded me of how, I grew up in the youth young adult ministry. And, and the other rising people who grew up in the youth ministry as well. It was nice. And we also went to New Covenant to sing. But Bread of Life is also one of my favorites because, you know, their worship was so on fire. Like, it was fire-filled. It's called Brand New Life Christian Center. Not Bread of Life, I'm sorry. It's called Brand New Life Christian Center. It's a big building. I can show you that real quick. Building number 1. That's a part of the building. And then that's a whole building right here. They have a whole school. They got 2 sanctuaries. It was beautiful. This is one of the buildings right here. And then that's like, it's one of the sanctuaries right here. They got 2 sanctuaries, one for the youth and basically one just for the general public. We was in the general public sanctuary. We sang. But it was really nice. We had a really good time when we sang out there. The 2 songs that we sung for that, it was there is a name that is so precious. The song that Nia sang, that name. And we also sang a fast song. We did You Are My Name. You Are Mighty, that song. When we didn't do that at Change Church, we did it as a backup, but we sang it when we went to Brand New Life. I remember, because that day, that's when we wore our, you know, out of the box Teen Ministry t-shirts. That's when we wore our out of the box Teen Ministry t-shirts, and we wore our jeans. It was nice. It was really nice. They had food. It was a wonderful Holy Ghost filled time. Oh yes. But that's good to just bring up these moments right here. But I also want to watch those videos. Alrighty, well, let's get started on watching these videos, shall we? So the first one is going to be the University of South Carolina Gospel Choir with Rashawn Wilson. But Rashawn and some boy named Travis, I think he's one of the leader of that family. He's the one who had like those people. One of the guys is on the dance ministry, and one of his sons is on the choir. Sing with us. And then we have, and then, you know, he's on there, Linus is on there, you have this boy's name is Darius. He's on the he's on that team as well. He's also on the choir as well. But Rashawn, he used to be on our choir when we was at Bethel, the main deliverance one, the main Bethel deliverance. Let me show you a picture of that real quick. On Cheltenham Avenue. So let me show you that real quick. Alrighty, it's right here. It used to be an old furniture store, but this is it right here. This is the old Bethel Deliverance right here, the main campus. Yes, the old building where we started at. Yeah, it used to be a furniture store and everything. Before it was that, after it was that, people bought the building. They own all these buildings on this street right here. This is our prayer chapel. No, our prayer chapel's right there. I'm sorry. That's our prayer chapel. There's another building right here. I think that's a youth sanctuary right there. Then we have, you know, another building right here. Then we have the daycare right there. The daycare is right there. And then we have the house. And then we have this administrative building right here that they're doing classes. Then we have the food distribution center right here. And then on the side, we're going to build something else right there. Yep, because, you know, Bethel, the big Bethel, there are, you know, we're their plant. So we all basically, you know, all in one fellowship, no matter where we are. Awesome. So we basically just branched out, right? Yeah. It feels so good to, you know, be a part of a home like that, you know? And our partner churches, like, they are so powerful and just so amazing, you know? And our pastor is really good buddies. I mean, that pastor, the main Bethel's pastor, he's like really good, very, very good. Sometimes we go back there and sing, right? Yeah, we always go back there and sing. Whenever they have like Holy Convocation, our choir will go back and sing. Like we'll sing at that church or on one of those nights. We always go back and sing there. That's our home. Right where y'all started at, but I was never there because, you know, I was at Weed Chapel with me and Pinky. But it was good to be a part of the family, though. It's good to be a part of y'all guys' family, church family. It feels good. Yeah, it feels really good to be a part of such a wonderful fellowship like that. We never really got that feeling when we was at Mount Ephraim and Mount Pisgah and Second Pilgrim. Yeah, Bernice, she said that she had the family feeling at Second Pilgrim, but when her and her family moved over to Bethel, like they had like it was really warm and welcoming and just peaceful and just fun, you know. Like she had a lot more fun when she was up there. And she was on the youth ministry at Second Pilgrim, even she was on the youth choir there, but she came to us, and that's when she, you know, had more fun, and you know, she just started, you know, she started to fall in love with the church, like with this church. She really do love being here. She got a chance to meet all of us, and it was just nice, you know, get to be with each other and just fellowship. And she was on the youth choir at Second Pilgrim too. She did soprano on that choir. Her and her sister Marcia. Her and her sister Marcia and her two brothers. Actually, three brothers to be exact. Dante is one of her brothers. Oh yeah, I forgot Dante is her brother. Yeah, three of her brothers, including Dante, they were at you know, that church as well, but they came over to us back in 2005, and then that's when the youth choir wasn't there. The youth choir was started back up in 2006. Because Brian wanted to start it back up. Back in early 2005, February, that's when they made that youth choir step down. Brian was on it because, you know, he had kids at the time, but he was still on that choir. They combined with the mass choir for a while, and then basically all you had was just the mass choir and the men's choir and the women's choir and the children's choir. But after a while, when Brian was, you know, teaming up with our current pastor of Bethel Northeast, he teamed up with our pastor and, you know, wanted to be the choir director there because our pastor, him and Brian are really good buddies. They're really good friends. And, you know, they talk to each other and, you know, they do a lot with each other. They're really good people. And so Brian was underneath his leadership anyway. Like Brian was underneath our pastor's leadership for a long time because that was Brian's youth pastor, and that was our youth pastor as well. And we had a whole lot of people. Even though Brian was in his 20s, that was still his youth pastor. Goes back in time, you know. Yeah. So when he did that, when he basically, you know, told our pastor that he wanted to start the choir back up, that's when our pastor, back then he was our youth pastor, like I said, but he basically just, you know, asked, you know, a lot of us who know how to sing or want to learn how to sing. We all did a singing exercise in our youth service, and then we had our rehearsal in our youth service after our service was over. That's why he had to ask our parents if we wanted to stay for a while, because we had our first rehearsal on that Sunday, and then we had a rehearsal that upcoming Wednesday. Which we have it every third Wednesday because we sang on third Sundays we sang. So we had it during that time. And tell you, when we had our first rehearsal, ooh, it was so good. Like when I came to Bethel, I heard them sing, but I wanted to sing so bad. Like I really didn't want to hear them and be a part of a youth choir again, you know? But when we started, there was a whole bunch of us. And then after we branched off in the Bethel Northeast, that's when our choir came up and be the mass choir at that church. Oh yes, like God does great things for all the humble people, and he just wants to like shifting. the atmosphere and just shifting, you know? The Lord is shifting. He was shifting us. He's continuing to, you know, shift us and mold us and make us and move us continually in the next level. You know? But Bethel's sanctuary is really nice. Our old Bethel's sanctuary is real nice. I'm gonna try to bring up a photo. Yeah, I'm gonna try to bring up a picture real quickly. And what's weird is that we are right across the street from Enon. Now, Enon is huge. To be exact, it's like really, really big. This picture was from a funeral, but this is basically like what a little bit of our sanctuary looks like. You know, those seats right there and that floor and stuff. But the sanctuary itself is huge. It's really huge. We had like 6 rows of seating. Let me show you real quickly. Wedding, funeral. That's a whole bunch of people right there. Yeah, that's a whole bunch of people right there, but that's basically what the sanctuary looks like, but it's way bigger. But from what it is, it's actually really big. From right here, that's what a little bit of it looks like, because that's we had a lot of people. Even right here, and this is what our sanctuary looks like. It's huge, filled with people. I remember I used to sit up in the front seat right next to the choir when y'all guys were getting ready to sing. I would sit right in the front because I wanted to sit right by you guys. Even though I was never on the choir, I still, you know, wanted to sit right by you guys. This is where y'all sat at, right? This is where the choir sat at. Yeah, our old choir used to sit in all those seats right over here. Like, those are all the microphones. Then you just put them right on the stage and we just use them. Yeah, like that's us. That was us. Yes, I really did love Bethel though. Big Bethel was so nice. And now that we're at our current church, Bethel Northeast, it's still good. It's always been good. Like for us, we're more like, you know, the modern innovative one. Like all the churches should be innovating, but I feel like ours is like the innovative one. Okay, let's look over here. The Dungan Road one. Like I said, I know our picture of our stage looks really small on the picture, but it's actually real big once you go to the church. See, look. Yeah, that's really big. Yeah, our stage is really big. We just have to move the pianos over if you want to get like our choir up on that stage, because you know our choir is large. So we had basically pile up on that stage right there. We basically did pile up on the stage at one point, but we most of the time we stood on the floor anyway, like where that giant speaker is. Like sometimes we will move that speaker out the way, because that's a bass. I think that's a bass right there. So he moved the speaker out the way, and then he would have like the mic set up just for us on the floor, and then our choir was mostly just sing right on the floor. And then sometimes, if you feel like it, whenever you felt like it, he will have some people up on the stage, and then he will have some of us on the floor. I liked when he did that idea. We had like a row on the floor, and then he had all of us up on the stage. It was real nice. And sometimes I'll stand on the floor, and sometimes they would have me in the microphone. And I'm like, what? Because you know I do like singing, but in the mic though, I'll be a little nervous. That's why like when I sang up on the praise team one time, I was nervous. But yeah, remember, you got over your fear. I know. That's when I learned God's gift. I learned how to use God's gift that he gave in me. But yeah, but I love our church though. It's really nice. We're continuing to grow, and we're continuing to, do things for the kingdom of God, because, the kingdom is at hand. Bethel Deliverance Church Northeast. Yep, that's us. Yes, and that's my home. I don't imagine a place where I'd rather be. Like, I love it here. Me too. We do too. It gets really good. I really do love the fellowship here. It's nice. Alrighty, but now that I showed you guys our old church, let's take a look at our videos now. Yay! So like I said, the first one is Rashawn Wilson of the University of South Carolina Gospel Choir. Let's take a look. Hello, you guys. So before we begin watching the videos, I do want to let you know that, remember how we said it was another plot twist? It was not actually a plot twist. We would basically also just describe one of the places that we always went to. Like, we always went to Bethel, Deliverance, Northeast, like a bunch of times as a choir at our current church, St. James Church. I did not mean to say it was a plot twist. I'll say it was one of the main places that we loved to visit. But it's still St. James Church. I can't wait to watch these videos though. Me neither. But you may see that Geraldine and them are not here. But look, we're actually here right here. So we can watch like right from here. Oops, sorry. And then Pinky is going to be watching from here as well. See, look. Yes, y'all, this is so exciting. We can finally sit with Petunia when she comes back. And then we can do the commentary and stuff right from here as well. Yes, and yes. I love it. But yes, let us begin watching our videos. It was not, like I said, the plot twist was the St. James Church. It is St. James Church still, but it's not Bethel Deliverance Northeast. But we did come from Bethel Deliverance International Church of Cheltenham, though. We did come from there. But we came from St. James Church, So wait, is St. James under Bethel? No, it's its own congregation. Remember, we was taken in by the old pastor of the church, or the youth pastor from that church. Because I think the older pastor, I think he was like about to retire. He was there, he was okay with, us being there. But we didn't really start up as a choir yet until the old music minister, I think he or she left or died or something. I don't know. I never know. I never knew still to this day. But it's still a really good place to be. I love being here at the church. It's amazing. Same. I remember when I was so afraid to be on the praise team, but we'll talk about that later on. We'll talk about that later on, but let's watch our videos.